Welcome to episode 2 of OKHoopsTV's Gold Ball Chasing. Please like, subscribe, share, show support on social media for this. We're going to have an even bigger one with highlights of a ton of state tournament games and interviews of players after they win the Gold Ball. Looking forward to providing this for the Oklahoma basketball community. This week, let's start with one of the games of the year. This one from the 918 between Edison and Booker T. Washington. It was a Class 5A area championship matchup with its spot in the state tournament on the line. After a slow start, Edison would blitz the Hornets and lead by double digits for much of the contest before eventually being taken to overtime. A big reason for why the Eagles were so successful? The play of seniors Jeremy Johnson and Moses Miller. Jeremy Johnson was a key player in Edison's state tournament team last year. He's even better this year. He's a tenacious defender, strong, athletic, tough. He left all on the court, big dunks, blocks, just great finisher on the rim, huge impact. Love it. Love to see when seniors just leave it on the court like this. There's always a little bit extra seniors can give, and he certainly did on last Friday night in Tulsa, giving Edison the area title. Joining Johnson as a senior with lots of urgency is Moses Miller, it's his first year in Oklahoma. He was in Missouri previously. He's a little bit of a unique player with a big, wide frame, huge wingspan. He gives him the ability to be real physical around the rim at the high school level. Another key part of Edison's attack on Friday night was shifty junior point guard Donald Jackson. A lot of point guards get sped up by Booker T's great pressure. He took it to them, had this great finish, was shifty, got the ball out to teammates. He ended up with 20 points in the night. Heck of a game by the junior. And closing out for Edison, they have a pair of freshmen who both hit big threes throughout the contest, with promising DeAndre Rose Jr. and Jet Crawford. Now the Hornets, who hadn't lost this December, would bounce back the next night against rival Tulsa Memorial, and they're headed to the state tournament as well. Big reason behind that is B.J. Harris. He's a tough guard. He has a lot of experience in last year's team along with Jamari Simpson, a fellow junior. They're the two juniors who kind of lead the way for Booker T this year. But all the eyes on Booker T. Washington are often on freshman Jock Mitchell. He's had an explosive start to his high school career, big-time athlete. Friday night was a little bit of a growing experience for him, as he did struggle with some of the physicality and finishing. But when he gets to his spots, when he gets locked in, he is tough to stop. And keep high as sophomore Mason Matulis. He's got ups. He's got clutch threes. He's tough. He's a little bit of do-it-all 3-and-D guy right now. I think there's going to be a lot more growth to his game. We're going to see him really rise over these next 2 years. Continue the action from Tulsa on Friday night. Let's take a look at Tulsa Memorial, who would see their season end the next night against Booker T. But they have a promising junior class anchored by junior Jalil Cotton, an athletic and aggressive kind of utility man around the basket, great rebounder, good finisher. And on this night in their win against East Central, he was joined by Jaden Johnson, a 6'4" wing, who previously I didn't think had some of this creation skills he showed on the night. And he's real promising too, great size, great wingspan. Now let's head to Shawnee, which was the area host site for the Consolation championships of both boys and girls in Class 6A. First up, it's Mustang against Norman with a spot on the state tournament on the line. Mustang was led by Cherish Haywood, a junior wing who was one of the most disruptive players on the court on both sides. So he has great instincts when it comes to racking up steals, deflections, rebounds. On the offensive end, Haywood is great going to the rim with either hand. She's got a left-hand finish. She can hit the jumper. She's willing to make the pass. Really coming to her own as a disruptive, great two-way player who has the Mustang Broncos back in the Class 6A state tournament. and would see their season come to an end. But let's put a spotlight on one of the state's best players, regardless of class, regardless of boys, regardless of girls. Keely Parks is a bucket. Her combination of handles, agility, balance, just the way she slides through contact. Heck, she's making plays at the defensive end. She has some impressive performances. It was great to get to see some of the reason why the best schools in the country are pursuing her. She'll have a tough decision to make to whether she stays local with Oklahoma State or Oklahoma, or go nationwide with programs like Tennessee, LSU, Florida, North Carolina, NC State. The other 6A area girls matchup at Shawnee featured Putnam City North and Yukon, two programs fighting for a 6A berth and would inject some new blood into the 6A field. Putnam City North was anchored by junior Nikaya Dillard, a fantastic all-around player. She racked up blocks, took big charges, and of course was a threat off the dribble, big-time driver, through contact, create some space, kick it out. She made sure that Putnam City North doesn't have a chance to make the state tournament. Meanwhile, Yukon had Gabby Tilley, another senior, headed to NSU, I believe. Good score, did some great work off the dribble, step throughs, good touch in the mid-range. Saw her shoot well last week, but she really had it go. She had an 8-0 spurt on her own in the second quarter. But Yukon also had Kinley Jefferson, a great spark plug little guard. She gets after her on defense. I mean, look right here. She picks with a 5-second count. And Coach Roy for Yukon is fired up like he had some peach jam on his toast this morning. She also hit some big shots in this one late in the third quarter. But in the end, Putnam City North would be too much, especially with freshman guard Demi Howard stepping up. Here she is, great finish through contact late, and then another possession or two later, she makes a great feed to her teammate, and that would help Putnam City North head to the Class 6A state tournament. The nightcap in Shawnee started with Westmoore versus Moore, so good old-fashioned inter-school district rivalry to decide a spot in the Class 6A state tournament. After a back-and-forth first quarter, Moore would pull away and lead by nearly 20 points at half. They wouldn't even look back in the second half. A big reason why? The Loper brothers. You have senior Gavin. He's a skilled scorer. Last year, he was a great defender, I thought, while playing opposite their outstanding senior class the year before. This year, he stepped into the role as a primary scorer. He has a great little mid-range turnaround jumper he goes to often, while also being a fantastic finisher at the rim for a player his size because he takes contact well. Good player, having a great senior season. He gets to go to Class 6A state tournament to finish up his career, keep chasing that gold ball. But he's not the only Loper on the roster. His twin brothers, Garrett and Grant, are also key parts of the Westmoore story. Garrett has been on fire this playoffs. This game, he didn't shoot quite as well from three, but he had it going off the dribble, really finishing well, getting to the basket, doing a little bit of damage in the mid-range, really starting to come on his own as a scorer. Grant is more of an off-the-dribble threat as a point guard than his twin brother Garrett, but the lefty can hit from deep as well. And one of the best things about Grant is his ability as a creator for teammates. He has a wide variety of passes, really good passer. These guys all complement each other, probably from years of playing ball in the driveway. Look how much it means for Westmoore. They're headed back to the state for, I believe, the first time since 2017. And the final game at Shawnee also had a brotherly influence, with Trayson Cone-Pierce, a senior, and Montreal Cone-Pierce, a sophomore, playing key roles in Norman heading to their second straight Class 6A state tournament. Trayson Cone-Pierce, of course, is one of the most unique players in Oklahoma. He's 6'7", maybe 6'8", bigger wingspan. He's really developed into a great passer out of the high post. Throughout this game, he's feeding teammates on their open line of the perimeter, cutting. He can hit a little bit from three. He also has fantastic instincts in the defensive end, with his long arms reaching in for steals or block shots. He'll be a special player to watch this week at Lloyd Noble Center. Trayshawn's little brother, Montrell Cone-Pierce, provided a huge spark in the third quarter with that clutch play on the defensive end and score, and he continued that same confidence, that same aggressive throughout the fourth quarter, helping Norman pull away in their big win. Another key part of Norman's win on Saturday night came from sophomore Bo Billingsley. He's always had a good handle. He got some minutes last year. I liked what he did. This year, he's really hitting his stride come playoff time, hitting big shots like these threes. He's got a little bit of a floater game. Good player, becoming a great complement and keeping them rolling, help handle ball pressure, and providing scoring punts, giving Norman a chance to make some noise.
Consolation championship fight to the Norman Tigers.
That's it for this week's episode of Go Ball Chasing. If you haven't already, don't forget to please like, subscribe, share, anything to do show support. It's going to be a great week of basketball at the State Fairgrounds and Lloyd Noble Center.